Okay, we're live. We didn't hear it, but it's there. Okay, Mr. Chen, when you're ready. Yes.
All right, half a day and welcome to the Regent Nominating Council regular meeting. Today's Thursday, January 9. Call this meeting to order at 10:02 a.m. Just wanted to welcome everybody. We have a lot of new faces here, so I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. And before we start our agenda, I'd like to just go around the room and do introductions. I'll go ahead and start. My name is Pete Hughes. I'm one of the regents on the board, also chair for this committee. Definitely looking forward to working with you as we find worthy regents to sit on the board. It's a very important mission that the regents kind of receive. So.
Morning, everyone. I'm Monica Pino. I'm Chief Operations Officer with Close 360 of a credit union, and I was voted in as the vice chair. So I'm so glad he's here today. And I'm also a member at large on this council.
Hello, everyone. I'm Debbie Tovis. I'm representing Staff Council. I'm also staff here at School of Business. Hello.
Hi, I'm Tony Voss. I work at AM Insurance. I'm the VP of Administrative Services. I'm a retired educator as well.
Half a day. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kayleen Roberto. I am here strictly to serve as support for the council on behalf of the president.
I'm Natasha Suba. I serve for the Alumni Association and then I teach here at UOG.
Half a day. I'm Mary Cruz. I am the Associate Dean for the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, and I am the representative from the Admin Council.
Good morning, everyone. I'm new here. My name is Brian Teodosho. I'm the Student Government Association Public Relations Officer, and I'm also the representative here for the Regent Nominating Council.
Today, I'm Hannah Bingley, a retired school principal, and I'm a member at large.
Hello, I'm Chris Rasmussen. I'm in the history program, and I represent the Faculty Senate.
Good. Well, welcome everybody. And then as we have new members, Kayleen, if you could just brief everyone on the council itself.
Sure. Okay. So thank you, Mr. Chair. So the Regent Nominating Council was created by Public Law 26-24 as an act to repeal and reenact the Regent Nominating Council and adjustments to the House Angel. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Okay, moving down. So the council was created to protect UOG's autonomy, the current Board of Regents. And so this council consists of 11 members. We have a representative from the Mayor's Council, a representative from the Board of Regents, a representative from the Administrative Council, a representative from the UOG Faculty Senate, a member from the UOG Student Government Association, a member from the UOG Alumni Association, and one member from the UOG Staff Council, as well as one member from the Guam Youth Congress, and then 3 members from the community at large. So this council, the duties of this council is to develop a statement of the selection criteria to be applied and a description of the responsibilities and duties of a regent. So that was already done. So all of that was taken care of per this law. However, what we really focus on is recruiting potential candidates to serve as regents for the governor's consideration. So as soon as we find out that a regent has about 90 days before their term expires, this council works to start recruiting out in the community potential candidates to serve on the Board of Regents. So that's pretty much the gist of it. And this is all publicized on UOG's website as well as it is public law. So if there are any questions in the community, this is available online.
Any questions from the council?
Oh.
Good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next agenda item, 2.0 meeting minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from November 7, 2024?
So moved.
Yes. I second that. Second. Great. Any discussion, corrections, edits? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Abstentions, hearing none, the meeting minutes are approved unanimously. All right, moving on to agenda item 3.0 old business. 3.1 updates on packets sent to the governor's office.
Okay, if I may, Mr. Chair, so from the last council meeting on November 7, the last update was that the packet was given to the governor, and the governor did select Regent Ujoa. The legislature did hold a confirmation hearing and it went well. And then just on December 16th, the legislature voted to confirm his appointment on the board. So congratulations to the council on getting that through. So just so you know, if you take a look at your notes, Regent Ujoa did fill the seat of former chair Regent Sandra McKeever. So his term will be up until 2030. Because he's all regents who are appointed serve a term of 6 years and he will serve a full term. Okay, so that's the update, and so now that he's pretty much confirmed and the next steps are for him to swear in. So that completes that update.
Okay. Also, just as you can see in the notes here, we have Regent Certeza, whose term actually ended at the end of December. So the next seat to be filled will actually be his seat. Okay, so move on to 3.2, recruitment efforts, status of applications.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So as he mentioned, Regent Certeza is no longer a member on the board. So the council's next packet will be to fill Regent Certeza's seat. And if a regent just per the bylaws, and public laws, a regent doesn't finish their term, then the council is supposed to meet to send forth a packet to the governor to fill this unexpired term. So I just want to advise the council that the second packet, that regent, if confirmed, goes through the whole process, they will only be for that term serving up until October of 2026. And then just so on the recruitment efforts, just so you're aware on these notes, then the council needs to work for a second packet to fill the seat of current Board of Regents Chair, Regent Leslie Leon Guerrero, whose term ends this April. So just from that, you know, we do know that the council has a lot of work lined up for those two seats. And just so you also, as a reminder, the governor has 45 days from the time we submit the packet. However, she has been so considerate in accommodating our request to expedite the packet, because when we sent, just to give some time frame, we submitted Regent Edward Ujoa's packet in October 1. And he's already confirmed as of December 16th. That's a really fast turnaround. But that's kind of been the process the past 2 regents, I think. So she's been really great with helping out the university. So that's where we're at now. The council will work to fill Regent Certeza's seat. That second packet will be to serve for 1 year, really, a little over 1 year. And then the next packet, the second packet, will be to fill the seat of Regent Leslie Leon Guerrero, whose term ends in April. Okay. So going on to the application, so standing list of current candidates are the same. Really the ones we have for consideration are really Mr. Lee Weber. His packet is still okay, and then J. Robert Kelly. The 2 pending packets, if you want to share, Ms. Pangolina is Brent Butler. That was packet is pending. Do you want to
I spoke with him actually last week. He's still very interested. He's just waiting for 2 of the 3 letters of recommendation that is required.
Okay, and then also we also have listed here as a possible candidate, Ms. Christine Belletto. We received 2 letters of recommendation. However, we did receive note that her packet is still pending. Just to note, she's currently on the GDOE board, so we'll just see how that pans out because she can't, she cannot serve on two GovCon boards, so she will have to resign from the GDOE board if she would like to come on this way. But I'll continue to keep the council updated on that because we'll see how that unfolds. Okay, and then just so you know, the names in red are those that were for consideration, but after this meeting, I will drop them from the list. I just want to update the council on who was mentioned before, but it will no longer be considered due to these reasons.
Okay. All right, so the one thing that kind of is a little bit clear, so thanks for the reminder about when we fill a regent who hasn't completed their term, that they only have the new regent we select to replace them will fill that remaining term. So the council may want to be a little bit more strategic as far as who we want to fill that role, right? Because if we want somebody who we think somebody who's gonna, provide a lot of good input and support and direction on the board, then maybe we consider them for filling a Regent Leon Guerrero's seat in that case.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Anybody want to jump in on anything? I know we've had a little bit of discussion on the existing packets that are complete. And I don't know, do we have anything to share on Brent Butler? Like I haven't seen any. Like, where does he work? What does he do? He's Nambo Insurance. Do you have anything to share? What are your thoughts on recommending?
Yes, he's also a runner. He's I'm not really sure exactly. I know he's a CPA and he's a chief financial officer at Yambo, but I know very well his mother, who is the executive director of the Guam Diabetes Association, of which I'm a member of. So that was kind of like my connection, and I then had a chance to speak to Brent, and he said that he was interested.
Great. Yeah, so one of the things that we also look at the council is the makeup of the board as well. Kind of who the regents are, what positions they serve, what kind of experience they have, what they can bring to the table. And we also look at the regents who are departing and seeing what kind of skill sets we're losing and trying to fill those roles. Just for the sake for some of the council members, we looked at trying to find someone with law background. Because in the space when you're dealing with public university like this, obviously there's going to be a lot of issues that we run into. And speaking from the board, we have run into a lot of issues. Anytime you're dealing with personnel matters or different conflicts that come up. And so having someone in the board with that experience to advise the board members, some of that's going to come out. We are losing Regent Certeza, and so he is obviously has brought to the board a lot of his bringing strategic direction and vision to helping the president in shaping her strategic plan. And so with him leaving, we're trying to see who can we fill that role. And that's why we were looking strongly at Christine Bledsoe. She kind of brings in a lot of the same skill sets. So that's kind of overview.
Just a couple of questions. One, did Christine Bledsoe ever serve on the Board of Regents?
I can look into that, but I believe the answer is no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I can confirm.
I think she's been really active with the
She did a 7-year, and she did.
Oh yeah, she was a distinguished alumni awardee.
Yeah.
And second question, I know we had completed packet for tonight. And I wasn't sure if he was serving on a separate government board, but I know that we were informed that he felt kind of he wanted to withdraw or kind of hold back his packet because his boss, Certeza, Ronald Certeza, was also on the region. And so if he has resigned and, and it's only a term of a year, are we able to resurrect his packet?
I would,
And take a look at that?
yes, I do recall, I would have to just see because I believe his packet expired as of this last year because it's no longer in the pool. So I think it's only good for 5 years, but I need to double check. Yeah.
But if, we can approach him if he
Yeah.
had completed his packet, maybe we can approach him at least for consideration for the remaining terms of his boss. And I think that was another, consideration that we felt appropriate. So, but if he completed
Right.
and it's not serving on any other government board, like the,
I know, right? Like just have him sign it. I can look at, I believe it's 3 years, but I'll double confirm and I believe it was expired, but if that's an option, I'll send an email update to the council.
I think he would just have to reapply, just like any other
Yes,
applicant,
yeah, and then new LORs, new letters, updated letters, yeah, but I'll look into it for the council.
That might be a good idea.
just for the remaining term.
Okay. I know all the new folks haven't actually had a chance to actually review the packets. Is that something that we have available?
Yes, I have the packets available, I can pass those two around.
So, Mr. Chair, at this point in time, if the greatest need to have an attorney on the board, probably maybe, is that what we're?
I mean,
There's
yeah,
like
it
three
still
of
would be, somebody with legal
know,
background,
Yeah.
just so we can have
Here's this second
Somebody that-
candidate.
it's outside of
Here's the-
too, right? 'Cause, people have different interpretations.
Here's the second
I
candidate.
would say
There's
yes.
just multiple copies.
Obviously, somebody with leadership, somebody with connections to the legislature that could be a advocate for the university, especially with the legislature is also something that is highly sought after too. And that's why a lot of these business folks in leadership positions, they are able to make those connections.
So the composition of our board at this point in
Yeah.
time, there's somebody there with,
Yeah.
I'm looking at, Bren is a CPA, I'm thinking, is there somebody with that?
Yeah, we do have Regent Duenas, was, I think he has a CPA.
Yes, and he is CFO, he is the CFO at Triple J Enterprise.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be good for the regents if we go down.
Okay, sure.
the Regents and kind of see
Okay.
what kind of.
So I can go over the makeup of the board. If you go look at your notes, I'll go down the regent list. So we have Regent Leon Guerrero, she is the Chief Experience Officer at the Bank of Guam. Senior VP, so she's over there. Regent Diaz, engineer. We have Regent Magna Halawa, he's a loan credit officer, Vice President at the Bank of Guam. We also have Regent Janice Malilai, she is a dentist. Regent Joanna Chan, she holds her own consulting firm on strategic consulting, so we also have her. She and Regent Certeza were very heavy, they were co-chairs in the board's strategic planning ad hoc committee. And then, as we mentioned, Regent Christopher Duenas, he is the CFO at Triple J Enterprises. And then Regent Edward Ujoa, our new regent, he is at DZFP, he is their Microsoft administrator, Microsoft Enterprise Administrator. So he handles like the Department of Defense contracts, very heavy on information security. So that's great. Yeah, that was a great one. And then our student regent, who we do not have to worry about, so that's student regent Julie Latsamana. So if you notice, we have a good representation as far as like in banking, financial background, we have 3 right now.
So some of the folks that we did use would be Secretary Fever, she was in investments, right? So that was something that we may look at filling as well. Investments, and Regent Leon Guerrero will be leading, it's right around the corner, April's not that far away. She's been very good with human resourcing as well, like, with which committee is that?
Our academic personnel and tenure
Yeah, because
committee.
part of the board, we're reviewing folks that are up for tenure, and so she's been very good in that role as well. So somebody with HR background.
Mhm.
Yep, and then we're also, so it's business, we also have somebody professional, technical, so myself as an engineer, we did use who was our regional architect?
Oh, Regent Liza Pervito.
Yes, yeah, and that's
Yeah, that was
helpful.
very timely with the four buildings,
Right,
and yeah,
yeah.
so with the architect and engineer, very helpful.
Right, and then we do, the university right now, at least the physical facilities committee, which I chair, we got our 4 buildings that are going up, so we should have, all 4, this should be by 2025 this year. We should have those 4 buildings up, but along with new buildings, obviously maintenance. And we're trying to obviously put new equipment in there and furniture. But the university is looking to the future on master planning and looking at, development of other facilities on campus. And so we're always going to need to have someone in that realm, either architect, planning, kind of help the university traverse that. So. Any thoughts and questions? I guess one thing right now is we do have to complete applications. Does the committee want to consider moving those forward to fill in, or do we want to still wait for additional packets to come in? I know we talked about tonight's application possibly coming in to fill the role. Is that something we want to wait for, consider? Or should we go to? Any thoughts, comments?
I prefer to wait.
Prefer to wait, okay. The one thing, maybe we could talk about impact to the board with one region still out.
Okay, yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, this is a very important role because the board, needs to make quorum for their many committee meetings, their many board meetings, and that affects the institution because if the board can't make quorum, then we can't pass needed action items for the institution. So the next board regular meeting is in February. So the standing committee meetings start February 12 and 13. And currently Regent Surteza and Regent McKeever were on the investment committee and the budget and finance and audit committee. So each committee has 4 regents. Quorum is 3. So right now, the chair of the board is making some shifting in committee assignments. However, we're short one regent. So that means one committee is gonna have to all attend and make sure no one's absent or someone's gonna have to cover because they will only have 3. So the council, we really encourage the council and urge the council to please continue your push hard on recruitment because we don't want to overwhelm the board and in making quorum and then as far as covering, and we just don't, knock on wood, special meetings come up and those are often short notice and getting available regents is a challenge. So getting these seats filled as soon as possible is critical. Because the board already, I will tell you, February, it is already a challenge to make quorum at 3. So it's always very helpful to have that board because as we all know in our everyone on the board at that position, they already have their primary job is really, really busy already, and this board, I will say, is very busy as well. I don't know about other boards, but I feel like our board works so hard and they work a lot. They put in a lot of hours outside of just their regular meetings. So that's a huge impact. And so yes, if we can so how that affects the council is we need to have a special meeting because your next regular meeting is in April 3rd, and that we're already behind. super behind if we wait till then, because we need to fill Certeza, he's already gone, and then Regent Leslie ends in April. So the goal, I guess, the goal is to send a packet this month at latest early February. So that means the council needs to meet again this month or early February for a voting meeting. So I wouldn't encourage the council to meet again if there's no voting file. Of course, yeah, so that, I don't think we're gonna have a special meeting before April's regular meeting, because if we don't, we're gonna be in really bad shape.
It's two,
We'll have two regions, seats, so basically. Yeah, so, well, we don't have to think of, I don't know, Mr. Chair, do you wanna talk about dates?
Sure.
But, we can skip to 4.0 first and then talk about meeting dates first, since we, and then go to member status.
Okay.
Okay, so what does it look like for a special meeting this month? And just a reminder, right, this special meeting should have a vote. So, you know, we can, that doesn't mean the council can't continue to communicate on email. That's totally fine. But if you prefer to communicate your updates directly to me and I can share it to the council, that's totally cool too. So long as we're continuing to move the ball before the next meeting. That way, you know, by the next meeting, you can vote and everyone's kind of familiar on who, you know, who's out there. And then I can share the packets through email, the confidential packets. I'm able to share that confidential through secure email.
I reached out to someone and she just called me, but I'll let, I guess, Kelly know. She's interested. Anita Ariola?
The attorney?
Yeah,
What's her name?
attorney Anita Ariola.
Okay, I'll write them her name.
She adjuncts.
Oh,
She adjuncts to SVPA.
oh, so she, no?
Oh, she's not anymore.
yeah, it can't be a one employee, it's on the board.
So we can, and she would know, because she works in FBPA, but we can always confirm, right? But packets are always free before it gets. Yeah, thank you for, okay, I'll add her
Well, if
name.
she take a break and she's still interested, she can.
Every 2 years, if they don't teach for like 2 years consecutively, they need to reapply. So it's a constant process if they're away for a long time, so she's not an active adjunct or on the pool. So
So is she currently teaching or no? Oh. That should be okay though, right?
Yes, yes, because it can't be a current Guam employee, but we can, all packets that come through go through screening before it even reaches the council, so the president's office screens it before it even reaches here.
Yeah.
So we can confirm, we'll have to confirm just to guarantee. Yeah.
I've served as a region adjunct before too. But I can't help out because I've gotten so many inquiries from our school of engineering. Can you? I was like, I can't. I've got 2 more years.
yeah, basically, if you're not on the active pool,
Okay.
this is long, but.
Yeah. Okay. If you can confirm if there needs to be official documentation, if she's in the pool, is there some kind of paperwork to?
Oh, if she's in
separation?
the, okay, I'll double check. I'll check in with HR just to confirm her dates of separation.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'll also check on 8 to 9.
It sounds like we got a couple names in play. We hear the night, we hear Anita Ariola, and we have our 2 existing packets. And we have Christine Dueto as a potential, as far as strategy or, you know, filling in these 2 different Regent roles. Are there any particular names that we want to stick in to replace Certeza versus Regent Leon Guerrero? Sounds like Nate might be good at filling Roland's slot.
If he's interested, I mean, if he enjoyed his term,
They can
then he
re-
has an opportunity. to
Right. Can
reapply
you
in a
advise
full term.
for the
Yeah.
council if they need to build in serve a term that's only a year or two, can they reapply to serve in a subsequent role?
Sorry, for
For Nate, so if Nate is interested.
oh, okay,
Right, and he serves the remaining term for Regent Sateza, right? I believe he has, if he enjoyed that whole term, then he has the opportunity to reapply for a full 6-year
yes,
term.
yes, that's correct, that's correct. All regents can do that if they want to reapply, or they can reapply, but they have to go through the same process again, they have to go through RNP, yes. Yeah, so I can confirm that now, yeah. So if he wants to do another 6 after the 1 year, then he would have to go
How
through
many
the whole
repeat
process.
regents have you ever had?
We have a couple, Miss
Oh,
Christie,
okay.
no, but I don't think it was, I think, do you remember I think it was Miss Flor Herrera?
Yeah.
I think she did,
Floor.
yeah, double,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, she did like a 12-year
Wow.
or something like that. That's the name I figured, yeah. So there have been a few gems. Okay, so going back to meeting dates, special meeting dates, do you wanna kind of, because that will kind of push
Yeah.
the council, now that the holidays are gone, we kind of push the council on figuring out when are we gonna vote, so push the council to get these packets in,
Yeah.
so that we can vote. So let me see, January. There's about 3 more weeks for January. It's looking like it may be early Feb because I do need that 5 business day. We do need the public notice, so that's gonna eat into, you know, our time. But what do you think? What do you think is feasible? We can do, what do you think, first week of February?
I don't
Is that
work,
an
so.
open- Yeah.
Whatever the council,
You're flexible.
whatever they ask.
February's good for me.
Okay, and then, okay, so we normally meet at on Thursdays, but faculty, are you teaching any classes that conflict with
I
the
teach
time?
it early in the morning from 8 to 9:30 and then in the afternoon.
So is it 11, is 10 or 11 better for this council? Even your classes, sorry,
I have a class at 11.
on Thursdays,
Yeah.
okay,
So-
so are 10,
Yeah.
is 10 better for you?
Yeah, 10's
Okay.
better. Anyway, my class is next door anyway, so.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
okay, so 10, we like 10 AM. So should we shoot for February 6th? Does that sound good? Okay. February 6th at 10 AM, I will send out that save the date. And then that, awesome, okay, thank you.
And so our goal is to get
Packets
a
in,
voting file, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
backing up from that date, because we need to put that on the agenda, right?
Yes.
We're gonna be doing.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so. That means I just need to confirm the agenda, so everyone needs to at least push some packets by the latest January 24. Because I would need to get that agenda out into the paper the following week. And that will, whatever comes in will let.
Approved packets, that's HR.
Oh, so the packets don't go to HR, they stay in the president's office and only Miss Chris Mabai receives them. She's the executive secretary to the president. And then she sends them my way and then I send them to the council. So it's very confidential. These don't get circulated anywhere outside of Miss Chris's, me and the council.
How do they get screened for completeness? Is that?
So Miss Chris, yes, she worked, Ms. Chris works directly with HR sometimes, or she even reaches out to call where they come to see, you know, she'll call DOA sometimes to see when were they separated from the Guam. But we haven't really, the only thing we, for example, was Regent Chris Duenas. We needed to do some recon because he was sitting on the Guam Chamber of Commerce Board, but that's not the Guam, so that he was able to serve on the Board of Regents.
I have a question.
So, since our special meeting is February sixth and the one after that is April third, is the goal to vote for enough packets to fill 2 positions, or are we just focusing on the vacant one? Because April 24th is the
Very
next,
close,
Yeah.
yes.
so
So if the council could submit 2 packets, that, you know, that would be a dream, because that's really needed, but Regent Leslie may have to extend 3 months, we'll see, but we just try not to do that, but it's looking like, it just really depends on the packet pool. If we have enough and then the council feels like those are good to send 2 names for consideration to fill 2 seats, then we can do that, but we don't.
would that mean 4 names?
It's up to, cause you need to send up to 3, so you can send 1, 2, or 3 names.
I know, but if we want to fill 2 seats, does that double?
No, so the packets will be separate. So one packet will send to fill the seat of Sir Teza, and then the second packet, we send it at the same time, the second packet will say to fill the seat of Regent Leslie Leon Guerrero. And that was kind of what happened with Regent Ujoa, right? They were, his packet got sent back and they put, they kind of, the governor's office put to fill the seat of Regent Leslie Leon Guerrero, and that was just error. So we had to send it back and they had to fix the name and put Sandra McKeever. And then when we heard about Regent Certeza, there was some talk, can he fill Regent Certeza's seat because he ends first before McKeever, but the answer was no, because the packet was submitted to the governor for Sandra McKeever's seat. So yeah, it's very technical that way. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, yep, so just by January 24, that's kind of like the deadline, at least to have packets in, because anything after that might not make the agenda for the February 6th meeting, and we're hoping to have a voting file. Well, we won't have February 6th meeting and there's no voting file, but that's what we're gonna aim for, right? To have a voting file on February 6th.
So how will the council get to you the packets they want to move for voting? Are we voting in February?
Yeah, that's the goal. So I will update the council through email, like what's coming in. I will be updating the council this month to let everyone know, and then I will let you know whether or not we're even should have a February 6th. If we don't have packets for consideration, or if the council would like to move forward with the 2. And then, I will be, after this meeting, I will check in on tonight's application.
Yeah, does the council feel like they need to sit down together to review the actual packets to make a decision on what's going to be moving to the voting? For the meeting before, so I don't think we need to meet before that, great.
Okay, so just so you know, the council can't meet because of open government law if we're not gonna have an open live stream. So if that's the case, then we won't have a voting file, and we kind of just meet again and then discuss what packets are in the queue. The other option is I just inform the whole council, I send the completed packets through email what we received before the February 6th date. And then there'll be an executive session before the voting file, so you can discuss before you vote. And there's an option, the council can choose not to vote, even if it's on the agenda.
Okay.
That's
So
also.
the agenda will read voting file, does that list the names? No.
No,
So
that's always.
it just says voting file.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes,
So we
doesn't
don't-
list the names.
So we can have a working session to kind of hash out.
Yes, so all the time, there's always an executive session before your voting file.
Okay.
So you'll
Gotcha.
always
Okay.
remember that time when we're when you decide how you're gonna vote.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll have that, and a part of that is you can discuss the completed packets, take however long you'd like. And just so you know, as an option through Robert's rules, the council can recess on February sixth and then re-adjourn the next day or the next to vote. That's another option.
So we don't need to do that.
You don't need to adjourn that meeting,
Uh,
if you're not ready. You can recess. And make a motion to recess and then to continue the meeting at whatever next day it can be. Maybe later that day, the next day, and we don't have to put out another notice for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never exercised that.
At least not in this count, we did that for the board before,
Oh,
yeah. And for committee meeting.
okay. Is everybody on the council okay with that? Do we need any taskers for folks to follow up with these packets or who's assigned to what?
So I'll take care of Nate tonight, so I'll look into that, and then I will double check with HR on my attorney Ariola. And then, so that's pretty much just me, and then, you'll follow up with Butler, and then whoever is thinking about some names that doesn't wanna share it right now. Please go on to your peoples. Okay, yeah, should we go to, Miss
No, I just wanted to say that I'm going to be reaching out to Attorney Mike Pinkerton. And then also to Mike Macchio with Taniguchi. Macchio is an architect. I'm not sure if they're sitting on any boards at this time, government boards, but I am reaching out to them for possible consideration.
Great.
Okay. I don't know if they'll get the packets in by the 24th, but.
Yeah. Can we, sorry, may I just, can you just repeat the second name?
Mike Macchio.
Okay, and then Mike Pangilinan, okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, that brings us to our RNC member status. On the sign-in sheet here, I'll just pass this around. But we do, Mr. Chair, his term ended on this council in September of last year, so actually the chair. But just so you know, April's regular meeting is election of new officers, so we'll leave that up to the board executive committee regarding chair's term. But there are, so Regent Diaz, his term ended September last year on this council, and then Ms. Suba ended, cause the terms are 1 year, right? So your term ended April. So if you would like to continue for another, and if the council accepts, are you willing? I mean, I'm just letting you know, and then you can let me know after. You can let me know. Yeah, cause it's been a year, she started April 2023, and remember, your year, so Dr. Mary Cruz, her term expired last September. However, the admin council at their November meeting nominated her to serve again as the admin council representative, and she accepted, and they voted and approved. So Dr. Mary Cruz will serve another year, so her term will end December of this year as the admin council rep. Okay, and then we had Ms. Blas, so there's no term limit, so your term actually ended in October. But are you willing to extend? You can, okay, thank you. And then that pretty much is it for our member status, but I will let you know that our representative from the Guam Youth Congress we'll find out who that will be. They did, so the oversight for the Committee of Higher Ed, the senator is Senator Vince Borja. So I will be working on behalf of the council with him because he will be in charge of pushing the packets on behalf of the legislature after the governor sends it their way. And then also the mayor's council will figure out who the new rep will be, hopefully by next week. Then I know you have to leave to class soon, so. Okay, okay, so that's pretty much it, and then you can just let me know for those whose term Ms. Blas is willing to extend, but those who need to think about it, just let me know after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll see if chair of the board still wants me here, or if there'll be another.
Another reading, okay. Okay, and that's.
So you guys have been doing a great job.
So have you.
All right, so if we're done with action, agenda item 3.3, we'll move on to 4.0, our next meeting dates. So we talked about the February 6th meeting date. So just as a reminder, we got to get completed packets in by January 24. We will discuss the packets in an executive session, and then our goal is to have a voting agenda item for February. Some of the other meeting dates, we have April 3rd. Are we still going to be going with that date? That will be for hopefully the next.
Yes,
Okay.
and we can always revisit these dates. These are placeholders because per public law, the council needs to meet once per quarter. So I just, these were, the council met at least the first Friday of every month. That's how it's been going. But if the council would like to change that, you know, it's up to the council. But these are just save the date. They can be changed. All right. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and send out the save the date for the February 6th to your emails.
If it's possible, if we have enough packets for the February, we could possibly get to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And since that's going to be in the first quarter, then we. This is second quarter, right?
April is,
Yeah.
yes, the first month of the,
Okay.
yeah, second quarter.
Okay.
And just so you know, this aligns well with the board's calendar. That's why it's kind of set up, the RNC meets the first week of the month. So that we inform the board if there's anything at their meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Right, any discussion on any of the dates, save the dates? Okay. Now we'll go ahead and move to our adjournment, a motion to adjourn. Second. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Abstentions, hearing none, we are adjourned at 10:48.
thank you everyone.
I just gonna go. I'll say.
Way too dramatic.
I didn't know, it was like right then and there.
Okay, as far as sharing the packets, is there electronically, can we have somewhere where I remember in the